Okay guys, so you're going to need a clay mat, the poker tool, and some water. You're going to take your clay, and the first thing I want you to do is separate it out to where you have a smaller sphere and a larger sphere. This is going to be your body. It should be the larger of the two clay spheres. This will be for all your added pieces. So you need to think about, if I'm making a fox, if I'm making a cat, if I'm making a mouse, what all clay am I going to need for that? Like for ears, nose, mouth, all that good stuff. So you're then going to take your clay, the larger sphere, and you're going to roll it in your hands. And if you notice, sometimes I'm rolling, sometimes I'm squeezing, and you're going to get it into the shape of a ball. Next, you're going to take your thumb, and you're going to push down as far as you can without going through the other side. So you can see about how deep mine is. Then you're going to get out your crab hand. So you're going to put your thumb on the inside, and you're going to go pinch, pinch, pinch. And while you're pinching, you will be rotating the sphere. And if you notice, sometimes I'm pinching low, sometimes I'm pinching high. Once that starts getting a little bit wider, I'm going to start using 3 fingers, then 4 fingers. Then I'll get to the point where I'm using both hands. It's really important that you're keeping it an even thickness. Think about it being the thickness of like a cookie. Make sure you are squeezing the bottom of your project as well. A lot of times we forget to squeeze that part. So after you get that shape, this is your basic pinch pot. You can decide if this is going to be the top of your project. Is it going to be sit like this, or is it going to sit like this? Either way is up to you. Then, to make it look like an animal, so if I was going to make a rabbit, what I would do is I'm going to take my clay, and if I think about a rabbit, I want to add ears, nose, tail. So to make my tail, I'm just going to pinch off a little bit of clay, and I'm going to roll it into a sphere. Now I'm going to slip and score. So what that means is I'm going to take my poker tool and rough up the surface, kind of making little X's. Then on my project, I'm going to rough up the surface as well. I'm then going to dip my finger in the water, just a little bit, and add the water onto where I scored. I can now connect it. Using my poker tool, I'm going to smooth out the crease. Now the 2 pieces are connected, and this should be connected all the way. A good way to check is if you take it and you give it a little shake. If it doesn't fall off, it's connected. So there's his little tail. Now to make his ears, I'm going to make a slab. So to make a slab, you can either roll it out with a rolling pin, or you could just take your clay and just push down. And you want to flip it. And the slab is when your clay is flat. So from here, I can cut out the desired shape that I would want for his ear. So I'm going to take my poker tool. I'm going to lightly trace over the clay to make an ear shape. Then I'm just going to repeat that. And it took me about 3 times. Same as before, I'm going to slip and score. So I have a choice. I can connect it like this, or I can connect it down here a bit. Kind of up to you. I'm going to connect it just a little bit like that. So slip and score. So rough up your surface. Rough up the surface of where you're connecting it. Add a little water. Add a little water. Now, just like before, I'm going to smooth out that crease. And because this edge is a little bit harder to get to, I'm going to use my clay tool. And voila! I have an ear. I have a tail. So the next thing I can do, if you wanted to make, say, maybe the whiskers on your rabbit, you can roll out a coil. So if you think about a coil, it's kind of like a snake. So to roll out a coil, I'm just going to take my clay, and I'm going to roll back and forth. And if you notice, my hand is sliding to the right, and then it's sliding to the left. Once that coil starts getting long enough, I can start using both hands. The trick is to apply even pressure, so that way your snake is all the same width. So there's a coil, I can connect it using the slip and score method. The other thing I can do, say I run out of clay, so if you notice, I'm going to wait to do my eyes for last, because if I want to, I can scratch into the surface of the clay to make his eyes. So that is that method. So last thing I need to do is I need to write my name on the back along with my teacher code, which, remember, your teacher code is your grade level and the first letter of your teacher's name.